3 questions to test whether your English teacher is good enough to teach you English. Let's go. Question number 1. When do we use present perfect?
Okay. So today we're going to talk about the present perfect. The present perfect is a bit of grammar.
Present perfect has to be one of the easiest verb tense forms to explain in English, but teachers will often waffle on for such a long period of time to explain something that is very, very simple to understand.
That cause all of the headache.
And often teachers will get it wrong. So if any of your English teachers answers the question, when do we use present perfect, by saying something like this:
the present perfect tense is used when you want to talk about an action where the time isn't important, or the time isn't specified, or the action hasn't really finished happening.
This tense can be used to talk about an action that happened in the past, but when it happened is not very important or it's unknown. It can also be used to talk about an action that started in the past and continues in the present.
Use it to talk about something that started in the past and is still true now.
When something started in the past and continues in the present.
Then ask them, what is the difference between simple present and their definition of present perfect? Because I am English. I have a cat. I live on planet Earth. These are all actions that started in the past but are true now. Yet they're not present perfect. They are simple present. The correct answer to the question, when do we use present perfect, is just one sentence. It is a concept that you can understand within 1 minute. If you remember this one phrase about present perfect, you will always understand when to use it. Are you ready? Come here. An action in the past with a consequence in the present. That's it. There's nothing else. It is simply an action that started and finished in the past, but it has a consequence in the present. I have been to India, so now I have a better understanding of the country. Now, some of these wily teachers will give you what they think is a gotcha question.
I have lived in this house for 3 years. So I started living in this house. I moved in here 3 years ago in the past, and I still live here now.
And they'll say, here we have an action that started in the past and it is true now. I am still living in London. But here's your response to that. Ask them what they think the difference is between present perfect, I have lived in London for 3 years, and present perfect continuous, I have been living in London for 3 years. Make a note of their answer and put it in the comments section below this video. To find out more about the use of present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect, check out this video. Question number 2.
When do we use high and when do we use tall?
The most common wrong answer I've heard for this is
tall is used about people all the time. Tall can be used in connection with things when these things are high and thin. Well, rather thin. High means above other things like it. I am not high, by the way. High.
When things are higher than they're wide, we say tall. People are higher than they're wide, so we talk about tall people. When things are shorter than they're wide, we say high. Let's look at some things that are high.
It's about talking about a person, and we're talking about tall or not tall. We don't say a person is high. If you say a person is high, he's probably doing something very different than studying English. If we talk about high, generally speaking, we talk about above average, above others like it, okay?
In a nutshell, we use tall when we measure something or someone from the point of contact on the ground to the top of the person or object. We use high to measure the distance of gap from the base or ground to the bottom of the person or object. For a more detailed explanation of the difference between high and tall, watch this video. Question number 3. When do we use in or on when talking about transport? The most common bad explanations I've heard are these.
On is used for, let's say, large vehicles or large ways of traveling, such as trains. Now let's go to in. In is funny because there are only two things for in. In we use for car and taxi. The easy way to think about it is, usually you own your own car. And a taxi, well, when you're in the taxi, it is kind of your car. You pay the driver and you keep the car.
Well, if I'm in something, that's something I get inside, and usually there's no space to walk around, to move around. I just get inside of it. Now, I know you can get inside a bus, but really we say that we get on a bus. I was on an ambulance. That would be wrong, because that would mean that you're stood or sitting on the roof. So that would probably not be very safe, and I wouldn't recommend it. So we're in a car, but we're on a bike. Why do I get on a bike? Because I can't get inside the bike. I can't get inside a horse or a camel. I would be riding on the horse or on the camel. So we use on for anything that we can get inside and walk around. Now, does that confuse you?
And they always use the same examples.
On the bus.
On a plane.
In a car.
In a taxi.
In a car or in a taxi.
But when you look at other less obvious forms of transport, which still have to use the same prepositions, by the way, as the common examples given by these teachers, you begin to see that their rule really is just nonsense. There is only one rule that determines whether we use on or in when it comes to transport. And to find the answer to that, you need to watch this video. So that's it. Whatever you do, do not share this video with your teachers. This is a way for you to test them after they have spent so much time testing you. But whatever you do, have a good time. Give your English teacher a big hug from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.